what do they say about crossing your legs?
You totally can. You can, because literally they're seeing you here. So if you want to sit like this, if you want to go forward a little and move a bit,
And you're not going to stay crossing your legs. It's going to
it's
be
fine.
a different position
Yeah,
afterwards.
you can change.
So never stand uncrossed.
No, you can move around. It's like, it's also nice when you watch a video and someone's not just like sitting like this. So it's like move around, and if you want to like just shift a little. Exactly. Be literally.
Dramatic.
It is so nice when someone is themselves in a video. So exactly like you won't describe it like that, but you have a quirky personality and you can be dramatic if you want to be dramatic.
Oh, the knuckles.
Exactly. It's like, it's fine. It's let your Afrikaans come through if you want to use an Afrikaans word, and then because the thing is we can do things like you
And
put
explain what it means.
exactly, or I put it on the screen. So it's all those things that it's like just be yourself and we will work with it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Generational Chats. Me and my mom sit together, we talk about different topics, whether it's marriage, dating, activism, schooling. Those are topics that we've covered before in some other videos, and we wanted to continue this. So, and please comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and there will be more episodes on the way. Today's topic we decided would be first job. And why we decided on this topic is because we've spoken about it already personally, so we thought, okay, why not actually share this with all of you. And I've actually had a lot of jobs and maybe things that people would not really be willing to do today, particularly younger people. That's just my opinion. If there's someone there that is humble, that will do anything, amazing, because that just means, yeah, you'll just have so many opportunities in life. I mean, your work ethic really does determine how much opportunity you will have in your life. Okay, but of course, through generations, job opportunities change. And like we mentioned before, my mom is born in 1940s and I was born in the 1980s. So there's a huge gap. So anyway, so first job. Mom, do you like to share what was your first job? And maybe we'll broaden this, be like, what was the first thing someone paid you to do? Because sometimes it's not like, hey, you need to interview and this now you are employed. It's more like, you know, what was the first thing someone paid you to do?
Yes, the first thing I was paid to do was to clean somebody's home, like washing the windows and cleaning the floors, and I was still at school, so it was very rewarding if somebody regarded you as worthy of payment. And I didn't even think it was necessary, but she insisted that she will pay me. That is before I started the work. She made a list of things that she wanted me to do, and then she would come, say, after an hour and just check, or
On your
I would
work
say,
and stuff?
yeah, on what I have done.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, she would say, here is some money for you.
Okay, so let's get into the details of this job. How do you remember how old you were when you did these like chores for someone?
Yes, I was at high school. And
So sometime in your teens, like, do you think you were 16 or 18 or something?
I think I could have been, I wouldn't remember the age, but I think I was, those days we called it standard 7, which means grade 9.
Grade 9, yeah, exactly. And I think you are 14 or 15? You turned 15 maybe in grade 9 now, yeah? So do you think you were like 14 or 15 years old?
Yes, around about that age.
Okay, and give us an idea of how much you got paid, because I know that it's very different from today. Yeah.
Oh my word. And it wasn't in rands and cents, it was shillings and like pounds and shillings.
Yeah.
But
It's a
I
long
think I
time
got
ago now.
few shillings. I can't remember how many shillings I got, because I mean there was no way that we could record. You can't go and remember way back how many shillings you were paid to clean windows, how many shillings you were paid. But all that I know that I can still write pounds and shillings.
Okay. Do you remember how long you did that job for?
So it was about 2 years, and then 2 years, because then I was, I think, standard 10. 2 years, could be standard 9, standard 10.
Okay. And do you remember what you did with the money? Like, I know back in the day, if you were living with your parents, and sometimes if you were the wife, you had to give your money to your husband, or you had to give your money to your parents. Was that something you had to do? Or?
I couldn't keep that money. I mean, I didn't think I must keep the money, because my intention was to help my mom. So that money was given to my mother to use as she needed it, whether it's for food or something in the home. It was never my intention to keep the money for myself.
You weren't like doing the job so that you could save the money and give something for yourself. It was always for the purpose. Okay.
Those were different.
I think from my mom's story, I can hear such a huge difference in like the thinking behind why I would have gotten my first job or why I would have worked. So let me start off with like what my first paid activity was. Let me just do a side note in saying that my mom always used to encourage me to make things and sell things, because she taught me how to do like different types of craft when I was younger, and I think we're definitely going to do a video on craft, handcraft and stuff, but that's for another video. So today, I was just mentioning like I would crochet berets sometimes and sell them, or my mom used to allow me to bake, so I would bake muffins or crunchies and then try and sell them. But I wasn't very a good salesperson. You can ask my mom, like I was so awkward and like I didn't want to be like,
Is it into like a price?
It was just like in my head, I just overthought it, and it just felt so awkward for me. So even though I like could do a lot of things that people might actually have bought, you know, I just was so awkward. It's almost like I needed like a middleman or like a business partner. Anyway, beside the point. First, so tried those things, right? That was always on the side. I was always at school or like to like a church auntie. Or at church, yes. Or neighborhood? Maybe. No, not neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my first job that I did was, I remember in high school, and there was a supermarket, probably someone from the head of the department. I can't remember if it was ShopRite or if it was Pick n Pay, and those are very popular supermarket brands in South Africa. I know they are in different parts of Africa, but in South Africa they've started, I think. So they came to our school saying that they need people to help with stock taking, and to those of you that don't know, stock taking is basically just counting the stock that the store has.
So they needed hands, and of course there's a lot of small things, there's like chocolates and tags of whatever things, and they needed help stock taking.
So they were willing to pay everybody a certain amount, and I actually think I remember how much it was, and it may have been like from 6 to like 9 o'clock, or from like 5 to something o'clock in the evening, and I remember not everybody wanted to do it or felt that they needed to, because I think we got paid something like 50 Rand, and I was like, ooh, 50 Rand, and I was like, ooh, 50 Rand, you know, I could earn that. Yes, my mom would give me money actually just for when I had an outing or when I needed it. I wasn't like the pocket money child, so some of you could like, you'd always have money, but I only had money for a specific reason. So I accepted it and I did it, and I remember thinking back now, there were friends that just didn't need the money, and I was just like, oh, that's amazing. I was like, I want to have this money, even though it's not like for a need, but like, I don't know, yeah, to go into a shop and like buy something. So really you can tell like the different mindset. My mom was doing it to help her mother, and I was just like, I want to hold it. Yeah, I want to hold it. And I even think I held on to the envelope with my name and like the amount of money that I was paid for a while. I was a hoarder, but then like I collected it. But that was like one night and for like 3 or 4 hours. And then my first actual formal job was at a place called Samosa King. And it was literally down the corner here. We moved into the area that we are in now, 2003. So we've been living here for like, wow, that is a long time. 18 years. Anyway, so I looked for something during my grade 11 holiday period. And they were hiring, and I was basically just someone that helps in the front of this restaurant that's just sold samosas, maybe pies, but they were called Samosa King, and they were a Durban-based family-owned company. And I interviewed, and I think I saw a sign, and they employed me, and I worked there for, was it 4 weeks or like 5 weeks? And
how was the holiday?
yes. Didn't get paid like lots of money. I'm thinking, was it 50 Rand a week? It might have been like there, 50 Rand a week. So maybe in total I earned 200 or 250 Rand. It's so sad. Anyway, and I remember I was trying to be a really good employee, but I would also bring my book so that I could read, because like sometimes it would be really quiet and I'd just be like, exactly. And I also wanted to really work the till, and because I was young, I didn't really want to. Trust me. But I wanted to try. I think at some moments I did, and yeah, I actually really, my boss was a little intense. He was really strict. His wife was lovely, and I remember it was someone older that I was working with. I can't remember what her name was, but I remember her. She was lovely when she was a mom as well. Well, it's a really intense story actually. But yeah, she was an older woman, family woman, and she took me under her wing, man. It's really nice.
I remember.
Anyway, but then I left like a week or two before school started, so that I could like get ready for school and also rest and like sleep late and stuff. I love it. Okay, so that was my first job. As you can see, the rationale was totally different, and I remember spending that money on buying a bag and a skirt, and probably going out with friends. Yeah, sorry, this is just really about me.
Yeah, I also remember that story about
A bag. Yeah, it was a green and white bag, actually, I really remember it. And a black, white polka dotted skirt. So black with like white polka dots. It's very vivid.
Okay, I think that was too long of a story. I think I told too much. But anyway.
interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So, first jobs. Do you remember having options as to like what you actually wanted to do? Because your rationale was, I want to help my mom. We want to bring in extra income in the house. So, do you feel like you had other options other than like doing those chores for someone?
Yes, there was another option, but that was
option?
That was when I finished matric, and then there was a job available for students or somebody or unemployed, anybody that's looking for some work to do. And it was a grocery store in Q-Town, close to where the Affluent Civic Center is. The store was called Walton's. Those days you had to measure everything. Sugar, rice, you had to weigh it. You had to fill the bottles of oil.
So it wasn't like pre-packed things? It was all things.
You had to do the packing.
So purchase by measure, okay.
Yes, it was.
So there wasn't like a kilo sugar, you had to weigh the kilo sugar?
You were just taught on the job. It was not training before you start. It was training on the job. And if I think back, we used brown bags to put the rice in, brown bags to put the sugar in, clean glass bottles to put the oil in, and then you have to tighten it, and you had to put the price on. So it was a totally different.
It sounds almost like it's like the packing factory plus a supermarket all in one, in a way.
Yeah.
That's totally not how it is today. Yeah. But you could also buy things in amounts that you wanted them in, right?
Yes.
So if you wanted, I don't know, like
500 grams,
350 grams of white sugar.
Those times it was pounds and ounces.
Yeah.
So the scales were set for a pound and ounces. We didn't know about what was coming after that, whether the measures is gonna be renamed, but pounds and ounces, and the money was pounds and shillings and pennies, 3 columns. And I never wanted to work at the till. No, it was not.
Do you think you were really good at maths and like counting with that job?
Yes.
So it kind of worked your brain as well.
Yes, accounting is
bad at
another
maths,
thing, but the new ones, no, not at the till. You just had to work and tell the person, the shopkeeper, you take the grocery, the product that was ordered. If the item was sugar, rice, oil, and whatever, you must carry it to the counter, and the customer must go and get it there and go and listen to the amount that had to be paid. So I can't understand how people could say they didn't have work when there was always something to do. Your willingness would put you in a job.
Yeah, sure.
That's the only
Yeah.
criteria.
I think for me, I did realize there are other options when it comes to jobs, but I know how I made my choices was like, do I have to travel there? Does my mother have to help me to get there all the time? And I know when I decided I wanted to do a job, I was like, why not do something close by? I also think like my boyfriend at the time, or the person I was dating, he also had a job at like a local shop, and I was like, well, that's super convenient because he would literally walk down the road, and it wasn't even a half a kilometer, it was less, it was so close
5
by.
minutes.
Yeah, so I was like, why not think about it in that way? Because a lot of the time you have your first job, maybe even in recent years, and you spend all your money on traveling. So then what is the point? And say for instance you are doing this so that you can save to buy something or to contribute to something, and then actually where the money goes, I'm a word, sorry guys, I'm just gonna close this window. Who's a wasp? Okay, and yeah, so I was like, it's so much more economical if my choice doesn't cost me. I've had in situations where, you know, maybe someone I know is going to be driving in that direction already, so then I might then get a job at a mall, or the job pays a little more, so it's offset. Yeah, so it's like offset by that, so it still makes me enough money that I need, and at least I can cover like the costs that aren't covered by that. Yeah, Mom, tell me about the wasp, just a good thing. We've had just a wider wasp issue, so it's like a little scary. They want to come in now. Anyway, so today, when you see first jobs, what is your attitude towards it? Like when you're comparing, you know, your time and our time, that type of thing. Is there an opinion that you have about, you know, the variety and the choices kids have today? It's even more than I had, I think, and it's different now. You can actually also do online things as well.
Yes, you have to equip yourself all the time, learn skills, whether it's technology or whether it's the ability to speak to people.
Yeah.
It's how you interact with people that you can find a job. And the other very strong point is learn to drive, because there are times when you will be expected to drive to a point and go and interview somebody or go and get information from somebody that is part of what your plan in your direction of work is. So I would think there are lots of opportunities these days, and I'm not even thinking of. In our times, we didn't speak about cars, because in my family there were no cars. And in my home there were no telephone. So today children have a landline in their homes,
A cell phone,
cell phone,
laptop.
yeah, they've got everything. They've got a TV. They have a radio. So TV also gives opportunities. It depends on what programs you are watching.
Yeah.
They give opportunities for young people to go and may have to volunteer first before they get a job that is gonna pay them.
Yeah, so the opportunities are more. But I think it's the same sentiment that applies to today, is that the more you are willing to learn or you upskill yourself so that you can be open to more opportunities. Like my mom's always encouraged me to learn to drive. It took really long for me. I think I tried 7 times before I actually got my learners. But my cousin, someone I was dating at the time, my mom, they all rallied around me to help me. So that also opened so many more opportunities for me, could do so many more jobs. And then learning computer programs also really helped. And so I think it's the same today. The more that you equip yourself and you learn, the more that you can actually do. Because my mom, she retired from nursing in 1995, right?
97.
97. And since then, she's done network marketing. She's done, I don't know if she, like home-based sales. So like Shazin or Tupperware or companies maybe that you are familiar with. I'll probably put the brands on the screen sometime. And that is also another skill that if you're willing to learn, you can also earn some money. So thanks guys, I think this was a good conversation, Mom. What do you think? Any last things
willing
to say?
to learn, you can earn.
Yeah, that's a good line. That's quotable. If you're willing to learn, you can earn. So I hope that this is something that stimulates a conversation in your home or with your parents or maybe aunts, uncles, son, older generation. Just comparing, like, even though the times change, sometimes the sentiments actually stay the same. And I think that's also what these conversations are showing to both of us, is that yes, things are changing, but there are a lot of sentiments do still stay the same. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Mommy, for chatting.
Thanks.
And we hope that you enjoyed the conversation, and please comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and there will be more episodes on the way. Bye everybody.